Welcome back from our summer break to another episode of Routes Through Pokemon Adventures. I'm Ruby.
And I'm Shea Locke.
And together we are father-daughter duo, working our way through the Pokemon series of video games, the anime, and the Pokemon Adventures manga. And to bring us back from summer break, we are going to be covering one Pikachu short, and we are going to be covering the 5th movie. But before we start, let's catch up on what we've been doing.
Sure. Now, full disclosure, we're actually recording this before summer break. And I noticed we forgot to kind of go catch up on what's been going on in our last episode. I think I was just too distracted with Frank Future's Portal showing up. But we are back from vacation. We have been for a couple weeks, maybe?
Yeah, just a couple.
And we had a blast. A lot of playing in the ocean.
Oh, yeah, it was awesome.
Oh, man, the waves were so much fun to play in when they were good. So, yeah, a lot of playing in the water. Some just nice time relaxing in the Airbnb that we were staying at. And the drive went pretty smooth overall. Overall.
It was a long drive.
It was, but everybody, for the most part, everybody was pretty chill. I mean, we had plenty of electronics to help with that. But
I barely used electronics.
You watched through, the Hunger Game movies, didn't you?
Oh, I guess that would... But on the way back...
Yeah.
On the way there, yeah, I watched the 4 Hunger Games movies.
Right. And when we got back, it was time to start putting together Serenity's Mother's Day gift that I got her that you chipped in on. And you and Flame also volunteered some labor.
I'd say Flame put in as much labor as Rosella.
Probably. Rosella just wanted to help. She was just having a good time. Flame was super helpful at the very beginning, but he also had work that he was taken away at a lot.
Yes. He's at work constantly. Doesn't help he leaves 4 hours early.
Yeah, he likes to bike to work, and it's a distance, so he leaves with plenty of time to spare, so he's never late.
I mean, yeah, but he's always there at least an hour before. I think he only needs to leave 3 hours.
Yeah, well, I don't blame him for liking to have just a little time to himself where he's not working and he's not around everybody else.
Yep.
So that was a few-day project. I started it one day, and then there were some rainy days, and I had work and stuff. But over this last weekend here, and just today, I finished it up. We got it latched onto the deck, so it's not going to go anywhere, hopefully, and it's providing some nice shade, so we don't have to, be blinded when we just sit out on the deck to enjoy a lunch or something.
It was kind of exhausting to build, though.
It was a lot of work. A lot of up and down on the ladders, and holding things way up high, high above my head for extended periods of time.
I had to do that.
Yes, you did. And the instructions were great up to a point, and then it was okay, so they want me to do this step and this step and this step separately, but instead we're going to combine all these steps at once and do them kind of all at once in a sequence.
Yeah. I had to help a lot with that part.
I really needed a lot of help. I couldn't, because they weren't staying where they needed to stay.
Oh, he got frustrated. He chucked things at me.
I just chucked them at the deck, and they happened to go towards you. 2
out of the 4 hit me. 1 hit my shield, which was part of the roof that was holding. Good thing they weren't very hard.
Yeah. I also, today, I just got my 20th sweet apple, and I have over 200 candy for Applin, so I could do one of the evolutions of Applin now.
That's exciting.
Yeah, I'm excited about it. Oh, and Vivi was super excited because November of 2023, I traded him a shiny Froakie.
Well, that's nice.
And he finally got it to be a Greninja.
Beautiful.
It was helping that there was a lot of Froakie out the last, few days.
Yes.
Ruby has no idea because she hasn't been opening up Pokemon Go.
I've got other things to do, not on my phone.
You also have plenty of things that you do on your phone that are just as pointless.
That's true.
Is there anything else we need to catch up on?
We just planted a garden today.
Oh, that's right. You guys were working on the garden today, too. Yep.
So next week you'll see if that turned out over the summer.
Yeah.
You'll hear if that turned out over.
Right.
We'll see. You'll hear.
Well, I don't know about... Yeah, maybe next week. because we've also recorded some other stuff that will be coming out after this episode. We just haven't completed the full episode, so you might get some information. Some of those episodes will have been recorded months later.
So you're not getting our after summer episode until like December.
Well, our introductions will probably have some stuff from later than today.
Okay.
I might just scratch all this and not let you guys know that.
I think you should.
We'll see.
It's fun. You should. I vote it stays.
All right. But I think that's all I have to say.
All right. Then let's get into our Pikachu short. Camp Pikachu, or Pika Pika Hoshizoda Kianpu, or Pika Pika Starry Sky Camp.
So, I'm going to guess Hoshi might have something to do with starry, because Sora is sky, and a lot of times when a word in Japanese comes after some other stuff, they change that first sound. So Zora is probably sky.
That would make sense.
It's my guess. And Kiampu is definitely camp.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So this one starts with our good old friends, the Pichu brothers.
Yay!
From Pikachu and Pichu, where he's running around that city.
Wait, so since this is a Pikachu short, Pokemon are like the humans, so therefore it should be a rockin' reunion. It's different. It's different than like humans meeting the Pokemon again. It's like just like star Pokemon meeting star Pokemon again. I think it should be a rockin' reunion.
I honestly think you have a legitimate claim here.
Exactly.
All right. Well, should we call it that then?
Mm-hmm.
All right. I wish I had a pen on me. I think I lost my pen underneath the deck. All right. So
That's it.
We'll have to make sure we remember that we are adding a rockin' reunion for the Pichu brothers.
I did it.
You did it. Made a good argument. So they're riding on top of a train well, technically they haven't had a reunion yet, but we will get there. They're riding on top of a train trying to make it back to their hometown, but they get knocked off the train and out into some woods. And there we see our future friend Why Not again. And I don't know if this is the same Why Not, so we can't claim him.
I miss the part of them getting knocked off the train, which does explain some stuff later. I was like, why? But if I'd seen this part, it would have made more sense.
So the Pichu collide with Why Not, and they all spring farther into the woods. I think they land on a branch or something that flings them even further.
Sounds about right.
Where Pikachu and many other of the gang's Pokemon are hanging out. Pikachu introduces the others to the Pichu brothers, remembering them from before, which definitely solidifies these are the same pair. When the Pichu explain their predicament, Why Not knows where the train station is, and so all the Pokemon are going to head there together. Then we get the song for this short, and it's a Pokemon hoedown type song, which was interesting.
I thought it was weird, but kind of fun, and I liked it, but it was weird.
I liked it. I preferred the more exciting poppy kind of things that they usually have for the Pikachu shorts.
Mm-hmm.
So the whole gang stops for some food, and when the Pichu bros try to get some fruit, it moves on them.
Oh dear.
Because a Sudowoodo thinks it's funny keeping it out of their reach. Because he's hanging off a tree. And then we see Wobbuffet and Meowth traveling together. They're also looking for the train station. During a water break, Pikachu and friends are by a waterfall, and Totodile uses it as a water slide. After a water fight with the Pichu brothers, he shoots the Pichu brothers to the top of the waterfall, and they ride down, and they think that's a blast, and eventually other Pokemon take part in the fun as well, including Psyduck, until he starts drowning. Then he doesn't think it's fun.
Corsola saves him.
Yeah, yep. Once night falls, Cyndaquil lights a campfire, but something creepy flies by. One of the Pichu and the Why Not go out investigating the mysterious sounds in the dark woods, and they find another future friend, Duskull. Wynot and Duskull are apparently friends, and they come up with a plan with Pichu, who was scared at first, and they use the Duskull to frighten the other Pichu and have a good old laugh. After Duskull leaves, the gang start to get rained on, but then another future friend arrives to help out, and this one is Volbeat, and it leads them... Volbeat.
What? That was a little flying fairy kind of thing. What did it look like exactly?
It was a bug, and it has a pair to it. It's Volbeat and Illumise.
I recognize Illumise.
Yeah, they're both very similar looking, but slightly different.
I don't remember what it looks like, but I recognize the name.
Well, they both have a certain bug look to them. They're kind of just huskier looking bugs. I don't know. But it was just fun that we have Wynot again, but also 2 more Pokemon that will be coming in Generation 3. So the Volbeat leads them to a watermill. We see Meowth and Wobbuffet still traveling, and they get scared by the Duskull, which causes them to take shelter in the same watermill as Pikachu and friends. Meowth trips inside and accidentally turns on the mill. This causes all kinds of chaos as the mill becomes a house of traps that almost kill some of the Pokemon. So it's almost like a horror situation, but to lighten the mood, we get some more banjo music.
It's like life or death. Some banjo music.
It makes it more whimsical. We find Wobbuffet and Wynot have a conversation again, just like they did in the Why Not episode.
It's so funny.
At one point, a barrel lands on a floorboard that launches Meowth and Wobbuffet out, and they're blasting off again with no ding.
Ding!
Hey! Eventually, the mill is turned off and everyone gets some sleep. Totodile nips Cyndaquil's foot in his sleep, which then causes Cyndaquil to unleash flames in his sleep, burning Psyduck's face. Despite this being Pokemon getting one another, this felt very much in the spirit of friendly fire, and since we're counting Pichu brothers, this is even more in favor of this counting as 2 tally marks for friendly fire.
Yep.
The next day, Pikachu and friends are heading back toward the station. Meanwhile, Wobbuffet and Meowth are trying to have some food, but a Skarmory flies by and snatches it up, and Meowth and Wobbuffet go with it. Pikachu and friends see the train and sled down a rocky hill on leaves in their own iteration of the cardboard box sledding Ash pulled in that one episode. But they don't make it in time, and the train takes off. So they are going to follow one of those carts that are on the train tracks that you move by pulling up and down on the handle.
Yep.
Like a seesaw, kind of.
Yeah, that's how it works.
Yeah. But they need help, and so Wynot summons a bunch more Wynot, and they chase down the train, and one Pichu gets aboard, but then the train gets too far ahead for the second to join him. We have a whole chase scene where Cyndaquil gives them a lot more momentum using his flamethrower, which was pretty cool. He gives them a rocket boost.
I liked it.
Pichu is flung off toward the train and isn't going to make it, but Totodile flies into the air and water guns Pichu further, getting him to his brother. And then Meowth and Wobbuffet slip and fall from Skarmory, landing in the coal for the train.
And I was really confused why it was just those 2 brothers getting on, the Pichu brothers. And so them falling off the train at the beginning explains it.
Yeah, they were headed back to their city or something.
Yep.
And then that is the end.
Okay. Our tallies are 1 Rockin' Reunion, 3 Future Friends, and 2 Friendly Fires. All right. Now to move on to the movie. Pokemon Heroes, Latios and Latias, or Guardian Gods of the City of Water, Latias and Latios.
Yeah, I don't have the Japanese version of that, so I don't know what it exactly was, but it supposedly translates to Guardian Gods of the City of Water. And for some reason switched Latias and Latios around.
Okay.
Alright, so we're into our 5th Pokemon movie. We start off with the same introduction with Brock narrating to catch us up with Ash's beginning, just like we had in Pokemon Forever, which I thought was kind of interesting. Then we cut to the actual movie intro scene that always comes before the credits and before we catch up with Ash and Co. We have two women going over a book that has all the information they want about Latios and Latias, and some kind of jewel. Turns out they're snooping in some library or something in the middle of the night, and a security guard almost catches them. They took the book with them and left a rose calling card. The ladies take off in their car, which turns into a plane, and they fly off. We learn one of the ladies is named Oakley, and her partner is much more interested in the jewel the book mentioned than a secret weapon that is talked about in the last chapter. The other lady wants to use the weapon. We also learn the jewel is called the Soul Dew, and it is said to contain the soul of a Latios. Not of Latios, but of a Latios, which I think is interesting.
What? Then
they mention they need to also remember to capture the Pokemon for Giovanni. So it looks like we have some more Teaming Rocket, as these two ladies are members of Team Rocket. Or at least they're hired by them.
Probably a part. Well, just like Jesse and James are a part of it.
Right. They find the city with the weapon and fly toward it, and we get the titles after probably the shortest intro yet. Like, I think this was the quickest we finally get to switch over to the titles and get to the gang. Most of the other ones have really long intros. That we forget that we haven't even seen the credits yet when they show up. Or the title or whatever.
I don't remember.
Well, like with the Celebi one, we had that whole thing with the kid talking to the lady and going out to the woods. Meanwhile, we keep cutting to Celebi flying away from some Pokemon that it's battling. And then finally, we see the guy on the motorcycles also chasing Celebi. And then Celebi and the kid meet. And then there's the whole time travel-y stuff that happens. And then we cut to 40 years later, and the guy's beaten up on the motorcycle guy, wanting to know where Celebi is and all this stuff. And then he takes the Tyranitar. And then we get the title of the movie and stuff and cut to Ash fighting Crocodile.
Okay, maybe it is usually long.
It's things like that. They usually just go on forever. I mean, even the first one with Mewtwo stuff, that goes for a long time, showing Mewtwo working for Giovanni and all that.
Okay.
So this one was pretty quick. This felt like a regular movie amount worth of intro. If you're going to have one of those. Now we catch up with Ash and Misty on little standing raft type things with a rope tied to a water Pokemon. Ash has an excited Totodile and Misty is using Corsola as they get ready to race each other and other racers in the Tour de Alto Mar. Brock is watching from a bridge and is taking care of Togepi, and Pikachu is with him. Then we get the Master Quest theme song, and instead of being a remix like all the others have been, this is just an extended version, which I thought was interesting. A girl pushes in and Brock flirts, knocking Pikachu into Ash's face below. During the theme, the race continues, but we also see two mostly invisible creatures flying around the canals of the city, which is what the race is taking place in as well, is all these canals, because it's kind of based off of Italy, with all the underwater streets that created canals and stuff.
Yeah.
The creatures sort of resemble jets, I noticed. Like,
I guess they kind of
like airplanes. Ash falls behind, and Misty and one other guy named Ross are battling for the lead. The leash on Totodile gets plucked up by one of the invisible creatures and pulled along faster, so then it looks like Ash will win until he's taken on a completely different path away from the finish line. And he's only freed from what's pulling him when another invisible creature gets the first one to let go and follow. In the end, Misty just barely wins the race. Ross uses the moment to offer to show Misty around the city, and then we have Ash and Co. on a gondola, getting a ride from Ross, who is showing them all around. We find Misty's prize is a large glass medallion that depicts Latios and Latias, And there are statues that represent those two Pokemon as well. They're known as the Guardians of Altomar, and legend has it that they look after the town. Ross speculates nobody ever sees them because they don't need to appear, as the town is pretty peaceful. On cue, we get a shot of a little spy bot lurking up on a building somewhere. It is looking down on a plaza and sending the information back to the two ladies we met before. Apparently, Latios and Latias can shapeshift, but they have a lower body temp, so the ladies locate a person walking around who must be one of the Pokemon, and they plan to capture it.
And the lady's hair is even kind of in the shape of what Latias and Latios' bodies look like.
Yes, it is. Earlier, during the race, we saw our Team Rocket trio eating food and having it ruined by some splashing from the racers going by. And now they are sitting down with some ice cream. And the ladies fly by in a boat and splash them. Poor Team Rocket trio. Jessie seems to recognize the ladies as Team Rocket. James is worried that the ladies might have spotted them. I'm wondering if they're still worried about the debt that they owe or something. Mm-hmm. Meowth says they're spies for Giovanni, and James knows their names are Annie and Oakley. So they have a single name split between them like other Team Rocket duos. And this one comes from the woman Annie Oakley. The trio decide to follow them because if Annie and Oakley are up to no good, then that could be good for them somehow. They don't really explain how, but it could be good for them. Ross drops the gang off, and they decide to head to an ice cream place themselves. Pikachu gets distracted and heads towards a little water spout thing that someone has turned on for their Vaporeon. Evolution! When Pikachu gets there, it is off, and he wanted some water and is sad until a friendly girl turns it on for him. When Ash comes back to find Pikachu, the girl gets right into his face and silently studies him, and then runs off like a weirdo. And this girl had this is the girl with the hairstyle, so we know it's the same one the ladies were looking for. So now the girl is all alone elsewhere, and the boat with Annie and Oakley shows up, and they send in their Ariados and...
Umbreon? Espeon!
So we got another evolution! Annie and Oakley have special glasses that can see the girl for the Pokemon she really is, Latias. And they even mention her hair, which does look similar to what is atop Latias' head, as we've mentioned. Pikachu hears Espeon crying out as it chases Latias, and so he runs in, and he and Ash arrive in time to free Latias in girl form from the webbing put on her by Ariados. Then Ash gives Annie and Oakley a taste of Pikachu's electric attacks, which allows for Ash and Latias to book it out of there. We have a chase through the narrow alleyways, and then Latias leads Ash to where Misty and Brock are, who are planning on going to the museum. Ash turns to talk to Latias and finds that she is now gone. So the gang reach the museum, and Annie and Oakley's spybot sees that Ash is no longer with Latias, and they want it to stay that way so he doesn't cause more trouble for them. At the museum, a man named Lorenzo shows them some fossils of Kabutops and Aerodactyl, ancient Pokemon that once terrorized the town. Then he shows them the DMA, the defense mechanism of Altomar, which is the weapon Oakley wants to get her hands on. It is a large contraption. Apparently an evil trainer taught the two fossil Pokemon to attack people, and the people of Altomar lived in fear until Latios came. He brought water that drowned the evil Pokemon and turned the streets into the canals they are now. That's when Altomar got its name, which apparently means high sea. Then we see the girl, Latias, up above the machine on a balcony. She is wearing a white hat now, and is sketching or painting something. Ash sees her, and stops paying attention to Lorenzo. When he sees her leave, Ash quickly leaves as well, leaving Misty and Brock behind, so he can chase her down. We get Ash running through the streets again, and when he gets close enough to the girl, he asks her why she ran off before. She tells him that she doesn't know him, and walks away. Oh, and the spy bot was following Ash during part of his running around, at least. I also noticed that, we had the chase scene before, and we have this running scene now, and I think they were doing a lot of these, because they were kind of extended, it goes on for a while for both of these, that I'm like, they needed to fill some time to make this a movie. I mean, it was still fun to watch, but I'm like, we didn't need it this long.
It felt very prolonged.
So Ash loses the girl, but he keeps looking, and then there she is on a bridge nearby, smiling at him, but she is no longer wearing her hat. She beckons for him to follow and then runs off. So he runs after her, and eventually she goes right through a wall, and he follows. Turns out he is in some beautiful, secluded garden, and the girl is swinging away. Then an invisible Pokemon attacks Ash. Pikachu gets battered a bit, and when it comes for Ash again, the girl jumps in the way, stopping it. Then Latios turns off the invisibility. Soon, the girl that Ash had been following and who protected him shows up with a hat on again, and a sketch pad, and has a shoulder bag or something. And she demands to know what Ash is doing. Needless to say, Ash is confused that there are two of the same girl there. Ash tries to explain, but the white hat girl starts to have Latios attack, but she is stopped by the museum guy, Lorenzo. He calls the girl Bianca, and the other girl, Latias. He lets Latias play with her new friend Ash, and she does end up revealing her true form eventually. Lorenzo notes that Latias has taken quite a liking to Ash, and now Latias, and Pikachu play while Ash talks to Lorenzo and Bianca. Latias and Bianca are best friends, so Latias often takes Bianca's appearance. Then Latios and Latias activate sight share, and Latios leaves. So Latias then projects what Latios sees, because the sight share goes to Latios. So Latios sees things, shares that sight with Latias, who's sharing it with the gang. With Ash and
yeah,
who's
he's
there.
projecting it all around him.
Yeah. We then learn that Lorenzo has known Latias and Latios since they were babies. He was there when their father, Latios, brought the water. Latios apparently used up all his energy to bring the water, and he vanished, creating the Soul Dew. It turns out the Soul Dew is kept there in the garden inside a small pool. When Ash leaves, we find out a spy bot was there, and so Annie and Oakley know everything Ash just learned. Bianca takes a boat to bring Ash back to his friends, and Ash wonders about the ladies chasing her, which Bianca knows nothing about, because of course they weren't chasing Bianca, they were chasing Latias. Annie and Oakley are creeping across rooftops, and the Team Rocket trio try to follow. They take a fall, and are off again when they say, "Team Rocket, splat!"
Oh, goodness gracious.
Annie and Oakley use Espeon to take out Lorenzo and go after Latios and Latias. They have glasses so they can see them when they turn invisible. As things get hairy and Latios is getting caught, he tells Latias to flee. Not with English words, but it seemed very clear that's what he was telling Latias to do. So Latias does flee and heads for Ash. Annie and Oakley grab the Soul Dew, which stops fountains from flowing, and they hope they only need one of the two Pokemon for their purposes. Oakley uncovers new information about the DMA, and it claims that the water will all go away and the Soul Dew will be destroyed if used for the machine. Annie doesn't like the idea of the jewel being destroyed, but Oakley claims it is probably just meant to scare people from using the DMA. Back at the museum, Oakley gets the DMA up and running. Bianca and Lorenzo show up to stop them and are captured instead. Latios is stuck in some spinning orbs and can't get free with the machine up and running. Back at the Pokemon Center, Latios wakes Ash and the gang up and appears as Bianca again. Ash explains Latios and how she transforms and what she is, and then Latios uses sight share to show the DMA running and Bianca and Lorenzo captured. Oakley uses the mechanism to start shutting down the city, blocking anyone from getting out or coming in. Team Rocket Trio were going to leave, but get stuck. Oakley also resurrects the fossil Pokemon and sends them out to nab Latias. Ash and Co. head for the museum, but Ash gets ahead and Brock and Misty get blocked from catching up. Ash doesn't have most of his Pokemon, and he and Latias are being attacked by the fossils. So Misty and Brock send in their Pokemon to help, and then work on getting over the barriers.
Yeah, which was kind of confusing because they're like, we can't get through. I'm like, just throw the Pokeballs through or climb over it. And then eventually, after like a long time, they send their Pokemon out and then climb over it. I'm like, come on, people. You could have already climbed over and given Ash his Pokemon.
At one point, Aerodactyl grabs Latias and Ash, and so Ash has Pikachu perform some friendly fire, knocking Latias and himself free with some electricity. Oakley is power mad, and Annie is starting to get concerned for her. Oakley has water chase down Ash and start to drown him, but Latias uses power to dispel it, and then the controls for Oakley start going haywire. Ash arrives at the museum and frees Lorenzo and Bianca while Latias tries to free Latios. After a lot of work, Latios is freed and the machine just stops. Annie wakes Oakley up, and then she decides she will hold on to the jewel for now. She goes to grab it while it is all darkened and weird looking. Lorenzo tries to tell her to stop, but it's too late. The machine goes nuts again, and the Soul Dew is dying, which means all the water is leaving Altomar. But then the water starts to come back as a massive tidal wave that will destroy the entire city. Latios and Latias jet forward to do something about it. Latios ends up sacrificing himself just like his father and becomes a new Soul Dew. His sacrifice breaks up the water so it just flows back into the canals gently. The water catches Team Rocket inside of it and washes them away in an entertaining exit as they try and say their usual exit line, but only get through, "Team Rocket's blasting!" before they start gurgling. Annie and Oakley are arguing as they're trapped inside the DMA. The gang, Bianca and Lorenzo, are out on the water looking for Latios and Latias. They only find Latias and learn what happened to Latios. After a kind of strange sight shearing with Latios' spirit, they return the new Soul Dew to the pool and the garden. Because the sight shearing shows that what Latios can see is like the whole planet or something. It's really weird.
Yeah, it's like going up into the galaxy.
Yeah. The gang show up on a boat and say goodbye to Lorenzo. He said Bianca was going into town, but she might not have left yet, and calls upstairs for her. But she is gone. She left her easel and sketching stuff and her white hat in her room. All the things that help us know whether she's Bianca or Latias. Oh, but she wasn't quite gone, because we see a hand reach in and grab a piece of paper off the easel. Some piece of art, no doubt. Then as the boat takes the gang out of town, they see the girl on a bridge waving at them, holding onto a rolled-up parchment. They park just on the edge of town, and the girl catches up. Ash gets out, and the girl offers Ash the parchment without a word, and then she kisses Ash! Brock and Misty are shocked, and Brock admits to being jealous later because he wants a girl. But you and I and the others watching the movie at the time, we all thought Misty seemed a bit jealous as well.
Yeah. She wants Ash.
Mm-hmm.
But and then after that, she runs away, and we're like, was that Bianca or Latias?
I really love the way you said that. My sentence here, the girl runs off without a word, and Misty asked the question we were all wondering, was that Bianca? Pause. Or Latias? We think alike. Yeah, we were all wondering that.
Yeah, and we don't know because she didn't say anything.
And she wasn't wearing the hat, so both of those point to Latias, but we also know that Bianca was wandering around without her hat because it was all on her easel and stuff.
And Bianca's the one who draws. But Latias is the one who had a connection with Ash.
Yeah.
But I think it was probably Latias because Ash and his Pokemon are friends, and then Misty and Brock are just company. Like how Pokemon are to most people, they're just company, and then they have their friends. But it's the other way around. So he's going to fall in love with a Pokemon.
Maybe whatever experiment was done to create this weird, stupid Ash clone that doesn't know how to use type advantage. that we've talked about. Maybe he was made with Pokemon DNA.
Oh, yeah.
He's another experiment like Mewtwo.
Yeah, he was a failed experiment.
Mm?
And all the Joys and Jennies were successful.
Which is why he doesn't have a father, and how his mom could think he might have a twin.
Because she just picked him up from the clone store.
Right.
Or found him on the side of the road or something.
Yeah.
So she wouldn't know if he has a twin.
Right.
And she might
And he might shapeshift, have the power to shapeshift.
But he can't control it, probably.
Right. So, like, when the Mr. Mime was there, and she thought it was Ash, and saw the other Mr. Mime, and saw that Ash had a twin.
Yeah, exactly.
Hmm.
Now it all makes sense.
Anyway, so, after that whole thing, Ash looks at the parchment, and it is a picture of him and Pikachu. And then the gang take off on the boat again, and we get a slow ending song. The credits start, and we see flying above the gang a Latios and 2 Latios. So we definitely have multiple Latios and Latias in the world of Pokemon. During the credits, we also see a news article or something that shows Officer Jenny getting Annie and Oakley out of the DMA. And then we see Annie and Oakley in prison looking at a book that shows the Flying Fortress from Pokemon 2000, and it also has a picture of the collector guy, I think, right under it.
Mm-hmm.
So that was cool.
Yes.
But that's the end of the movie. However, I have some interesting trivia for this film. You ready for it?
Have you already told it to me?
I don't think so.
Okay, then I'm ready for it.
There is apparently a 2-minute storybook history lesson in the original version that gives the backstory of the Soldew that we didn't get in our version.
Oh.
That portion of the film also references that many Latios and Latias visit Altomar, which explains the 2 Latios and the Latias flying by at the end of the movie.
Oh, yeah.
Instead, we get told about an evil trainer that used fossil Pokemon and caused harm, and a Latios rescued everyone instead of a bunch frequently coming to the city. This change includes putting Lorenzo around to witness the evil deeds, and that the machine was built in his lifetime, whereas the original, the machine was built in ancient times when the city was founded. And this also means the Soldew is supposed to be an ancestor to Latios and Latias, and not just their father.
Oh.
Like, it was supposed to be a common thing for Latios and Latias to be there guarding the city, which is why there's statues and all that stuff.
Interesting.
But then a specific Latios sacrificed himself to save people. The Soldew in the original only causes problems when someone with an evil heart uses it.
Okay.
So that was also changed. And so it darkened and shattered because of Oakley's evil intentions, and not just because Annie touched it.
Oh, that's interesting.
And then this next piece of trivia is trivia that I was expecting to find, because I got a feeling from the movie that Annie and Oakley had nothing to do with Team Rocket. And it was probably something that our version added to the story to make it all connected. And sure enough, I was right. Annie and Oakley are just out there for themselves. Which makes a lot of sense based on what happens throughout the whole thing. Because they've only been trying to do stuff for them. They're not trying to get the machine for Giovanni. They only add a line about capturing the Pokemon for Giovanni.
Oh.
Because they want to make them connected. They just wanted the machine. And the jewel.
Interesting. That's crazy. I always viewed him as part of Team Rocket because I've seen bits and pieces of the movie before, and I've seen them as part of Team Rocket.
Sure. Yeah, it is clear in the original also that Annie and Oakley are sisters. Apparently, Oakley references their childhood and how Annie evolved Oakley's gloom into Vileplume when she wanted a blossom.
Oh.
But in the English version, we don't have any indication that they're related. You can kind of assume.
Oh, I just figured.
Yeah, right? They seem like sisters, but they never actually say anything of the sort.
Mm.
But yes, in the original version, they're just criminal sisters. They have nothing to do with Team Rocket. Therefore, we wouldn't have a teaming Rocket if it was the Japanese version.
But since we can't count Japanese pointers, then we're not counting.
Correct. That's all the interesting trivia I dug up.
Well, that was wacky. Okay, but now that we've finished the movie, it's our tallies. We do have a teaming rocket since it's not the Japanese version. And then 2 evolutions, off again, friendly fire, and entertaining exits. And now it's time to update our rankings.
Alright, so the things that we rank are the altered themes, whether they're a completely re-recording remix thing or they're just extended. The end credit song, Ash's intro, and the movie overall. Alright, so we try to remember what each of the songs were and stuff for these categories and our general feelings towards them. Some of them we did re-listen to refresh our minds because they might have been more forgettable.
So some of them I forgot, and some I didn't re-listen to. I just tried to remember my general feeling of it. All right, well, let's start with the altered theme.
That's where they took the theme song and either re-recorded it / remixed it or just extended it.
All right.
Like they did for this one.
Well, my number 6 is Pokemon 2000s.
Same with me, just as it has been the last place from before as well.
Probably was mine too. I don't remember. I don't keep it. All right, well, what's your number 5?
My number 5 is Mewtwo Strikes Back Evolution.
Same here.
Right.
My number 4 is Mewtwo Strikes Back.
My number 4 is actually Pokemon Forever.
Oh.
Well, it was cool that it called back to some of the original theme again, and I did like it. My number 3 has grown on me over time. And my number 3 is Mewtwo Strikes Back. I re-listened to it a few days ago, and I'm like, the song does kind of rock. It has some stuff where it does it's worse than the original in some spots, but some of it's really cool, and it's just a cool way to bring us into some Pokemon movies.
I'll re-listen to it to see if I can get used to it, but right now, my number 3 is Pokemon Forever.
Yep, so we just switched those.
Okay, so my number 2 is Pokemon Heroes.
And that's the same here, because of course, what is going to be the number 1? Entei. Pokemon 3, which is, Spell of the Unknown, Entei. That was the best one. They did such a good job with that song. They definitely improved it.
Yeah, I didn't remember what, altered song it belonged to, but I remember the Johto one being super good, and, I remember, some of the movements that they did and stuff, and I was like, yes, I want that one to be my number 1. Okay, well, that's our altered themes, and now we'll do the end credits.
Alright, so my least favorite end credit song is the one from, there's multiple, but the first one that plays, so the main one, is from Mewtwo Strikes Back.
Same. Okay, that one was just, too slow and, not jazzy.
Yep.
My 5th one is Pokemon Heroes.
And that is also mine, because it is also slow, but it has a little bit more something to it that I like.
I just like the end credits more. I don't base them off of what we see at the end, except for those two. I was like,
they were the tiebreaker.
Let's see. All right, what's your number 4?
My number 4 is Lugia's song, basically, 2000, Pokemon 2000. It was cool that they, made a song out of it, but it is still slow.
I actually kind of like that they made a song of it. So my number 4 is Entei.
To Know the Unknown. Which is my number 3.
And so my number 3 is 2000. Very similar.
So, let's see. So we both, both altered theme and end credits are the same, except for the middle 2 are swapped, and our last 2 are going to be the same again. I just know they are.
I hope you're right, because I switched it up halfway through what I was going to do.
Oh.
Okay, well, my number 2 was Pokemon Forever.
Cella, Brate.
Yes.
Because the best ending theme song still is Keep Evolving.
Of course. So you agree with that one?
Oh, yes.
Okay, I was like, this is one I didn't scribble out. Some of them I scribbled out to redo, but I was thinking about it. And so it was a pretty quick decision that I remade. But
I had Mewtwo Strikes Back and Pokemon Heroes swapped at first, and then I re-listened to them, and I'm like, never mind.
Nice. Okay, Well, now we'll do the Ash intro. So after they do their very long intro most of the time, then we catch up with Ash and see what he's doing.
Yep.
All right, I'll start with my number 6 is Mewtwo Strikes Back Evolution.
Same here, because it just copied Mewtwo Strikes Back with annoying graphics.
Yeah. Yep. What's your number 5?
My number 5 is Pokemon Forever, where he just battles a Croconaut and races to catch up to the boat. It was one of the least interesting of Ash's intros.
Oh.
In fact, Evolution arguably is better, except that it's just a copy and worse animation.
Then I'm interested to see where our disagreement is later, because I do not have it as low as you.
Yep.
I thought it was kind of funny that he had to catch it back with the boat.
Yeah, it's fine. It just wasn't that exciting for me.
That's fair. My number 5 is Mewtwo Strikes Back. I just was so not interested in it, I guess. Maybe it's because he's battled so many times. It's like, okay, another battle. Cool.
Sure.
Which, they have made some battles cool, just not that one. Okay, my number 4 is Pokemon Heroes.
Interesting. My number 4 is Pokemon 2000. While entertaining with the boat stuff, it's not a top list.
Disagreed on
yeah,
that
we've disagreed on this before. Yep.
I think you were probably more interested in more of the backstory stuff. I was like, okay, we can move on now.
Backstory stuff?
Not backstory, but like when they were talking about the book and whatnot.
That's not the intro. Talking about the book isn't the intro.
Right. Wait, what was this one's intro?
Pokemon 2000 is the whole boat.
Heroes.
Shenanigans.
We're talking about Heroes.
No, we're not. I'm talking about 2000 because that's what I just talked about.
I want to know about Pokemon Heroes.
This is the boat. It was the race through the canals. Remember, you even introduced this category as Ash's intro. After the other intro, when we catch up with Ash.
I don't know why I messed that up. Wait, let me just see if okay.
So basically, do you like the cool race with some shenanigans with Latias, or do you like Snorlax and Charizard on the boat and all that stuff better? Because you like that comedic stuff, so. And Psyduck.
Okay, now that I fixed everything. I like the race and the shenanigans with Latias and Latios, and I think that I'd rather put that one up higher.
Okay, so what is your new number 4?
My new 2000.
Oh, so same as mine.
Oh, yes.
Okay.
I guess we agree on that one. After fixing some things.
All right, and then my number 3 is Heroes with the race through the canals.
Let me just make sure that that's my number 3. Yes, that's also my number 3.
Okay, so we're going to have something different here. Number 2 for me is Mewtwo Strikes Back. I did like the battle. The guy showing up, challenging Ash, and like Bulbasaur and the Dawn fan and all that stuff. I thought that was a really fun battle.
My number 2 is Pokemon Forever.
Oh, yes, that makes sense. Oh, we literally swapped those then. Because the second from bottom and second from top are swapped around. Which means that we both share our favorite.
Entei.
The third movie. The best altered theme and the best Ash intro with a 6-on-6 battle.
Yes. Plus that girl was cool throughout the
She was such a cool character.
So, now for the movies. So we'll do our bottom 3 movies, and then we'll do our top movie, and then we'll do the other 2.
Sounds good.
Okay. My number 6 was Mewtwo Strikes Back Evolution.
Same here. Okay. It's my least favorite movie remade. Which spoils my number 5, which is Mewtwo Strikes Back.
I have the same thoughts. Least favorite remade.
The only thing that was there was a couple things about Evolution that was better than the original version, besides the song. And that was when Ash shows up with all the clone Pokemon, or the Pokemon that were being cloned or whatever, from underneath, and there's a big explosion. That animation is done better in the CG version instead of the hand-drawn animation.
Oh.
It flows better, it looks cooler. And then I want to say that Pikachu trying to wake Ash up was probably more impactful in Evolution, but I can't remember.
Okay. Good to know. Okay, well, my number 4, which you might disagree with, is Entei.
Yeah.
You like the message of that movie.
I do. My number 4, because I feel like there wasn't a whole lot to say and a lot of stretching out of time. Pokemon Heroes, our new movie, is my number 4.
Ah, okay. Now for our top movies. I have a hunch
That we have the
they're
same
going to
one?
be the same one. Do we want to say them at the same time?
Sure.
All right. 1, 2, 3.
Pokemon Forever.
Forever.
Celebi, time travel, and
So cool.
the connection with Sam. Such good stuff.
Yeah.
And so then filling out the rest. So my second place is then Entei, because it used to be my first place until Forever showed up.
My second is Pokemon 2000.
Okay. Which is my third place, which means your third place is
Pokemon Heroes.
the new movie. All right. So yeah, nothing stellar about this movie to rise above. It wasn't the top of any of our list, I don't think.
Nope.
It's 4th on my list here, 3rd on my Ash intro, 5th on my end credits, and 2nd on Altered Theme. So my Altered Theme is where it gets the closest to the top.
Let's see, mine is 3rd here. For Ash intro, it is
3rd as well.
3rd. It's 3rd. So 3rd both there. And credits, it is 5th. And Altered Theme, it's 2nd.
Yep. So almost identical to mine, except that for the movie itself, we have them in a little bit different spots.
Yes. All right, now that we've ranked them all, it's time for Pokemon cards.
Woohoo! Alright, so I'm opening Scarlet and Violet Temporal Forces with the green and pink deer futuristic-y looking thing.
I'm also opening Scarlet and Violet Temporal Forces with a blue and goldish, different deer-like Pokemon on the front. Less deer-like than yours.
Someday we'll know what these Pokemon are.
All right, you go first.
Okay. I have Skitty, colorless. It can't stop itself from chasing moving things, and it runs in a circle, chasing its own tail. Like a cat. Electabuzz. Lightning type. Many power plants keep ground-type Pokemon around as a defense against Electabuzz that comes seeking electricity. The power plant is where we found Electabuzz. Where you did. Ooh, Bramblin. Grass type. Not even Bramblin knows where it is headed as it tumbles across the wilderness, blown by the wind. It loathes getting wet.
Oh.
Giraffarig, psychic type. Giraffarig's tail has a small head. It instinctively bites at any foe that approaches the Pokemon from behind. Sandy Shock's ancient Pokemon fighting type. That's the ancient Magneton. And we've read it before.
Oh, yep, the hairy guy.
Rabsca evolves from Relor. Grass type. Ability Spherical Shield. Prevent all damage from and effects of attacks from your opponent's Pokemon done to your benched Pokemon.
Sounds like there might have been a typo there.
Does seem like that.
Can I see it?
From any effects of attack. That could be.
So a D instead of a Y?
Yeah, maybe. An infant sleeps inside the ball. Rabsca rolls the ball soothingly with its legs to ensure the infant sleeps comfortably. Oh, I never even noticed that. There's something inside his little ball.
Oh my.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Item Trainer, Hand Trimmer. Reverse Hollow. Azumarill evolves from Marill, psychic type, because it's a fairy. Its long ears are superb sensors. It can distinguish the movement of things in water and tell what they are. Mr. Mime, psychic type, for another reverse hollow. The broadness of its hands may be no coincidence. Many scientists believe its palms become enlarged specifically for pantomiming. And my rare card is Fluttermane, ancient, psychic, ability, Midnight Fluttering. As long as this Pokemon is in the active spot, your opponent's active Pokemon has no abilities except for Midnight Fluttering. And I have a basic psychic energy card for my last 3 cards, which are all psychic.
Nice. Alright. Let's see. My cards are... Turtwig, Grass. Ability, Solid Shell. This Pokemon takes 20 less damage from attacks after applying weakness and resistance. Photosynthesis occurs across its body under the sun. The shell on its back is actually hardened soil. Poochyena. How do you say that?
Well, it's Poochie and Hyena mixed together.
Poochyena! Dark type. A Pokemon with a persistent nature, it chases its chosen prey until the prey becomes exhausted. Oh my. Wiglet, Water type. This Pokemon can pick up the scent of a Veluza just over 65 feet away and will hide itself in the sand. Melton, Steel. It dissolves and eats metal. Circulating liquid metal within its body is how it generates energy. Great Tusk, Fighting, Ancient. I've already read him before, I'm sure. Or it has been. Supporter Trainer card, Morty's Conviction. Shiftry evolves from Nuzzleaf, Stage 2. And Nuzzleaf, who does he evolve from?
Seedot?
Seedot. Sounds about right. I know it's a seed. Grass type. A Pokemon that was feared as a forest guardian, it can read the foe's mind and take preemptive action. Reverse Hollow, Mudbray, Fighting. This Pokemon covers itself in mud that it has regurgitated. The mud won't dry out even if it's exposed to the sun for a long time.
Oh yeah, I got that last time or something.
That's about right. So that was my first Reverse Hollow. My second Reverse Hollow is Mudsdale. Evolves from Mudbray. Fighting type. So just the evolution. This Pokemon has been treasured not just for its physical labor, but also because it produces high-quality mud used for making pottery. Is that the mud it's regurgitated?
Maybe.
My rare card is a Drampa, floating in the middle of some mountain. It's a weird picture. It's colorless. Look at that picture.
Yeah.
It's like it had a picture of mountains and then slapped a Drampa sticker on there or something. The mountains it calls home are nearly 2 miles in height. On rare occasions, it descends to play with the children living in the towns below. Then a basic electric energy for all those electric Pokemon
that you didn't get.
Well, that concludes our episode for today. Thank you so much for listening. Routes Through Pokemon is a Hunterfield Institute production. You can find us on Apple, Amazon, Spotify, and other podcasting platforms. You can also find us on YouTube at the Hunterfield Institute channel. Just look for the Routes Through Pokemon playlist. And go ahead and leave a comment wherever you find us. Like, subscribe, rate, and review. You can also find our latest rankings and tally counts at our Routes Through Pokemon Facebook page. You can also find posts from Shea Locke on X at HunterfieldIn and on Instagram at kinetic_card. Next week, we will be jumping back into the game as we finally get to explore Kanto in Gold, Silver, and Crystal, where we will face 2 gyms and start uncovering a mystery of something wrong in Kanto. But until then, thank you so much for listening, and we will catch you on the next route.
Bye-bye. Sayonara.